It might shock many Tolkien fans that the map at the beginning of the First Age actually came about through the destruction, war, and monumental violence done upon the earth. This all took place before time was counted, and there was great battle between the Valar, the powers of the world, or the gods, and the forces of darkness at the end of this era known as the Spring of Arda. Before elves and men ever came into being, as the labors of the Valar to create the world were about to begin, Eru Ilúvatar knew that the Valar would struggle immensely against Melkor, the Dark Lord, within the confines of Arda, the world that is, where Middle-earth eventually became a part of. Ilúvatar sent Tulkas the Strong as the chief rival of Melkor. Tulkas was a joyful and mighty spirit that would wrestle and enjoy contests of strength among his peers. Tulkas was slow to anger, but also slow to forgive. Melkor was his eternal enemy ever after. Melkor withdrew from the world and went into the outer regions of the Void, while Tulkas protected the Valar and Arda. The Valar brought order to the land, and the map of Arda looked symmetrical and perfect. Aule, the craftsman of the Valar, made 2 great lamps, while Manwe hollowed them, and Varda, known as Elbereth among the Elves, or the Star-Kindler, put them on high pillars. These were Illuin in the north, and Ormal in the south. They would light the world before either the 2 trees or the sun and the moon lit the world. After the world was ordered and Melkor was beyond it, in the outer darkness or the void, Manwe, the king of the Valar, held a feast on the Isle of Araman in the center of the world. This would be an immensely devastating mistake, as Tulkas, the champion of the Valar, became drunk and stagnant, and in this time Melkor delved the great and ruinous dungeon called Utumno in the far north, where the light of Illuin was most dim, and creatures of darkness could be bred. This would be his first fortress upon the earth and the dwelling place of Sauron, and the Valaraukar, or Balrogs, the spirits that served Morgoth that came from the void, driven on in service to their cruel and terrible master. The earth began to grow with corruption and sickness. Plants and animals died. Flies began to breed and devour animals as they slew one another cruelly. Decay and pestilence had entered Arda, where before there was none of it. Melkor had returned. While Tulkas had his fill of wine, as the Vala Nessa danced among the grass, Melkor assaulted the 2 great lamps and spilled them out among the earth. This left immense destruction and devastation in all of the lands, and a land in the far east was known as the Dark Lands ever after, because of the burning that took place as Illuin and Ormal were spilled. As the lamps were spilled, the entire earth and its symmetry was demolished, and would never be restored again. Melkor fled to Utumno and hid for a long while. The Valar were occupied with the saving of the earth and could not assail him at this time. After this initial destruction, the Valar made their own land to the west of the world and raised the mountains known as the Pelori to protect their territory. This land was made to save all of the beauty and immortal creations of the Valar from the devastation of Melkor's rule upon all of the lands to the east. Thus, Aman and the Undying Lands were made, and the kingdom of the Valar, known as Valinor, was the stronghold of the west, where the gods dwell, on earth. The most glorious and perfect dwelling in Middle-earth was established there, where the Valar had their lands immortal and flawless. For thousands of years, Melkor ruled a dark and evil kingdom in the lands of Middle-earth, while the Valar had their realm of security and peace and prosperity in the west. In this land, Yavanna, the Vala of nature, grew the 2 trees of Valinor, and from their fruit were later the sun and the moon. The golden tree was named Laurelin, and Telperion was the silver tree. It was when these trees were made that the count of time was started. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to leave a like down below, and also be sure to check out more videos that I will make on the history of Middle-earth. This time period took place before the time of elves and men, so in the future I'm going to do a video covering the awakening of the elves, and another video covering their journey west. So I hope you enjoyed, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.